Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the SANAG Bluetooth speaker. This guy's 1800 milliamp hour battery pack inside here claims to get about 18 hours of battery time, but like always, knock about 20% of that off, and that's your realistic number. I have not hit the exhaustion period of this battery. 2 weeks in the shower with me. It's wet right now. Me or my spouse taking a shower, this thing gets wet. So for 2 weeks, 2 showers with music playing with me, it's about 15 minutes on about 80% of that whole time, and I'm down to 70% battery life. So that's, for me, I think it's pretty impressive that it stays that solid. It's got LED lights, which we'll get into. You can hang this if you've got something to hang it with. You get a microphone, you get volume and channel searching with this guy, and you can also change the LEDs to 2 different modes and off, which is nice. So it's got a little rubber padding at the bottom to try to reduce movement with the music, which is nice. But if you're on a wet surface, I noticed it in a slick surface at that, like we have in the shower, it moves a little bit. It's never fallen off, but if it does fall off, it's pretty well protected on the edges. This speaker, I'll go ahead and tell you, is pretty slick with this IPX7. I have gotten it soaked repeatedly for like 2 weeks, and it's performed just fine. It doesn't get gurgly down to where, you know, the audio's just gone. It still exists under being soaked, which is nice. It's got this fabric feeling material on the outside. It reminds me a lot of the JBLs, which cost about twice this price. So with the clarity of this has some really good clarity. Like, you can max out the volume and it doesn't distort. My wife was pretty impressed by it. This passive bass tube here is popular, and it has that. Sounds good. I think it has a good neutral sound just without tweaking anything in the EQ settings on my phone. Just right out of the box, it sounded good. The vocals sound really present and dominant, but not overwhelming. So if you like to listen to vocals, you can hear those pretty clear with a soothing background music there with it. So there's nothing overpowering the vocals. Those come through just fine. And if you're listening to dance music, all that is nice and flat, which I like, and sounds good. So it's not overly bassy. It's nice and poppy and clear at all volume levels, so that's pretty impressive. So this guy, for the price, already is looking pretty sweet, and we haven't even given you an opportunity to listen to it. When you do get this guy out, just long press the power button there in the middle to turn it on, and in your Bluetooth settings you will see M13S Pro, and I think it says SANAG before that, but that's the model number. You'll just connect to it. No problems. Long press to turn it off in the middle. This one's a little odd. I would think the positive would move the track up, negative back, but it's the opposite. You just long press the negative symbol, move the track forward, long press positive and move it back, tap both ones to move volume up or down. One of the things about this, which is unique, is it has a pretty decent LED light here that's pretty bright. It's completely dark. I like chasing my kids around, listening to some dance music around the house. I already did that. With this LED light, it's pretty bright in dark situations. You have 2 modes, which are gradient and listening mode, and then you can turn it off. So 3 taps of the circle will get you through those modes for the LED lights. So you can tap this button to answer a call, tap it again to hang up, and kind of long press for about 2 seconds to reject a call. So those are the functions of the power, minus, and plus. And when you charge, you get a red light through the charging process. I've only charged it the one time. Always give reviews after 2 weeks, and this is where we sit with this one right now. So I haven't had to charge it a second time, which is pretty impressive. I will leave a link down in the YouTube description that shows a lot of the detail and description of this item. It also shows some graphics of how the internals are made. I highly suggest following that link over there just to check the speaker out, because it's going to cover a lot that I don't mention here about some of the little specifics, but we're going to get the gist of it, and then hopefully we can determine whether or not the speaker is a good purchase for the price. And behind this flap here, we do find, boom, the USB Type-C and a TF card reader. You do get a card reader. That's kind of a Chinese thing, I think, to put that in there nowadays. A lot of the bigger brands, they don't include that. But I guess if you've got it to pop in there. It puts you in this competitive sphere that a lot of the big brands aren't at. So there you go. You got a TF card reader. And you do get this little rope guy right here. It at least gives you something to hang this from, which is great for the beach, the umbrella, the shower, anything outdoors to just lift this up. It does have a good surrounding audio to bring to the table, so having a hanger for this is pretty realistic, and you should use it. So now let's take a look at some of the lighting modes. I really enjoy this speaker, way more than I thought I would. When I was asked to review it, I kind of looked at it and I'm like, man, I don't want to review another little speaker, but whatever. It's 2022, it's updated, it's got the Type-C, it's got a long battery life, and the reviews look pretty good, so I'll give it a shot. And I gotta say, for the price, I highly recommend this. It's loud, it's clear, it doesn't distort, waterproof, the LED lights are nice. Overall, I just really can't complain about it. And my wife did a double take, which she normally doesn't do. She doesn't care anything about this kind of stuff, but she picked up on it and commented that it sounded great, that she really liked that. And she was like, hey, we should carry that to the beach instead of the big speaker. And I immediately was like, whoa, I got to carry a big speaker. Okay. But this is loud enough. I believe it's loud enough and clear enough to cut through the wave sound. And if you've got a little sitting area around an umbrella, you can hang this up and you would be just fine with it. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that dong to get notified on the next product review I got coming. This one was a good one. And the link's down in the YouTube description. See ya.